the biggest part that affected me was that how much I hurt you by not like being, there for you or helping you or even showing an interest in the podcast because I didn't know how.
Yo, you are now prescribed with the realest, where we say the things your friends won't say and your man gonna lie about. It's your boy, Dewey Rice. We back for another week, y'all. Today I'm gonna do something a little different. So I'm going to share a little bit about what's going on, like a little recap of what's going on with the podcast. So first things first. The social media. So I do Talk Your Shit Thursdays on Thursday at 9 p.m. Usually every week on my social media, which is official DR. So definitely check that out. I usually put a game on the waiting room. I put the waiting room game on Wednesdays, and then we discuss it on Wednesdays. On Thursday, and we let people come on and share what they got to say. And then at the end, they talk their shit. Another thing, guess what? We now have merch in the building. You feel me? So shirts have now been delivered. I picked them up. He was taking a little bit long, but we back, got the shirts popping. So merch is coming out soon. I also have little pins. I'll release those soon. But listen, on Saturday, June 11th, I have a pool party from 4 to 8. I know the Rona is going around, so you can bring your mask and do whatever you need to do. But come out and celebrate with us. We're going to do a couple little games. We got some slip and slide. You can drink a little bit. We're going to have food. Got barbecue food. What else? Good music. I got to get the playlist together. But come out and have fun. I want to see y'all there. So that, again, is June 11th from 4 to 8. You can check the social media or hit me up on my socials or on the podcast socials to get the address, and I will drop it to you. But furthermore, I am sitting here with a very, 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 very special guest. What is your name?
Hello, I'm Brianna.
So look, y'all, I am sitting here with the Bre Tripp. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about me, before this podcast, before Prescribed, we had a podcast together called Am I Grown Yet? We was basically talking about the struggles in your 20s, struggles of being a millennial. We talked about everything, pretty much sex, money. What else did we talk about? Jobs, traveling. We talked about a lot. We brought people on. I think we made it to like 30-something episodes. But if you didn't know, we parted our ways back in September of last year, September 2019. So this is going to be a really good episode. We're talking about friendship. Our friendship, we're going to speak on how our friendship, where it was, where it went, and then where it is today. So I definitely think you guys should tap into this. If you're having any problems with a friend or about to cut a friend off, you feel me? Leave a friend in the dust. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do. This is going to be a really good episode for you. But before we get into the waiting room, Brianna, give us a highlight of your week. How's your week been?
It's been pretty slow, to be honest.
Okay.
I never know what day it is. Like yesterday, I was like, what day is it?
Because we all at home.
It was today.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Facts.
And then, being in school during a pandemic and just everything that's been going on, it's been a lot. So this week has been kind of, up and down.
Kind of crazy.
All that, but we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
I'm off tomorrow, so.
Okay, you off? I'm off on Friday, and I'm also I'm now working on Sundays, so I'm off on Sunday now too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Now forever or
until I get a new job, which is I was gonna highlight my week and tell the people. Your boy needs a new job. You feel me? So I finally got my master's. I think I've said that on the show before, definitely on my mom's episode. But listen, like if y'all got any connects, let me know because I need a job. Like I'm looking for a job. So the highlight of my week, I just been stressed, bro, because I'm tired of getting no's in the email. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Quit inboxing me telling me you don't want me because I feel like you should want me. You feel me? Like I now have the credentials, so you should go ahead and let me know what's good.
It's a part of the process.
It's a part of the process that I'm not trying to be a part of anymore. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's been my week. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and get to the waiting room, bro. All right. So the waiting room, we are playing a game called You've Got a Friend in Me. And in our old podcast, we used to play games. So this is going to be a little familiar to you, all right?
All right.
So you've got a friend in me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read you a scenario. So there's two different friends. So you're going to pick one friend or the other friend, but you got to pick one. You feel me? So also, y'all,
say no to both of them.
You can't say no. You got to pick one or the other, bro. It's one friend or you gonna like it today.
Okay.
One friend or the other, all right?
Okay.
So based on the scenario, which friend would you pick? All right. First one. The friend that is always there when you need them, but accidentally shares your personal business with other people. Or the friend that says all the right things, but only hits your line when they need something. Which friend are you picking, bro?
I'm definitely picking friend number 2.
Okay.
Because friend number 1, like, don't tell my business. Like,
but you know, people be like, I didn't mean to say it. Like, I was just in conversation.
No.
You don't want it?
No, I don't want it at all. Because, I mean, that does happen. Yeah. I'm not going to say that I don't do that. That I don't do that as well. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, I could deal better with someone who's kind of like in and out of my life. Right. Which is pretty toxic. So I'm not saying it's a healthy trait. But I would rather deal with that than someone who I can't trust. Facts.
Okay, I can get you on that. I would definitely have to say, if you accidentally share my business, like you accidentally, you don't want to be my friend, right? It's not an accident anymore. But I've been there and done that, so I get that. And then the friend that says the right thing but only hit you when they need you. I've had a lot of those friends, so I'm gonna probably go with friend B too.
It's all right. Easier yet. No.
So the next one, the friend that is quick to do you a favor but throws it in your face when y'all have a disagreement. Or the friend who is a good listener but sucks at advice. Which one you picking? So the good friend, they a good listener but they suck at advice. They can't tell you shit what to do, right? Okay. Or the friend that is quick to do you a favor but throw it in your face when y'all beefing.
All right. Again, friend number 2. Because just the kind of person that I am, if I'm ever asking any of my friends for advice, it's not because that like I need their advice.
Okay, you just want to hear a different perspective.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, not even that. It's just like I feel like I just know what I want to do anyways, or what I need to do.
So you're wasting their time by asking them what you should do.
I'm wasting my time.
Oh, you're wasting your time by talking to them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say we go to the next one. Or you go ahead. You got some more to say?
Well, I was gonna just say like I think that pretty much like anyone, you should kind of have an idea of what you want to do before you even ask for advice. Okay. I guess.
I can feel that.
Like when I do go for people's advice, it's not like, oh, they're the last person that's going to decide what I'm going to do.
Right. So you have the last final say, but you just saying, I want to hear what you going to say about it.
The Lord has the last final say.
I'm so dead, bro. Move. All right, bro.
Me.
Okay, move. Right, next. So look, the friend that is always critiquing your behavior but can't take feedback on their own behavior, or the friend that is low-key mimics everything you do but acts like they set the trend. I've had a lot of those friends, too. A couple. Little dab.
Yeah.
So you want the friend that basically rides your wave but act like they set the trend, or you want the friend that critiques your behavior but you can't critique theirs?
I guess I could deal with both of them actually.
Right.
I think I would still pick friend number 2.
You would still pick friend number 2?
Yeah, I'm not saying I've experienced that, but I feel like as long as I know that I did it,
you don't care what they say?
Yeah, it's fine. Like, sure.
I'm going to definitely go with friend that I don't want you riding my wave. So I'm going to critique you. Even though you can't take the feedback, I'm going to still tell you what you then did and what you should work on.
Okay, well, I'm triggered by that.
So. Look, we'll get into that very soon, all right?
Next round.
So, next round. All right, y'all. So last one. The friend that has money but never puts in for a bottle in the section, for a bottle or to get in the section, right? Okay. Or the friend that expects you to befriend those they don't like. I think that was a tricky one.
Wait.
So you either gonna pick the friend that never puts in for a bottle or the section,
okay,
or the friend that doesn't want you to befriend somebody that they don't like.
Oh, that they don't like.
Tough one, right?
Okay, for this one, I'll pick friend number 1. Because I've been there, not like, I guess the bottle, but in general where I felt like, rent me my money.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Period.
But I'm not going to, like, tell you that because, like, you're my friend. So,
right.
Like,
but it's in the back of your head, though.
Yeah, because if it happens, like, multiple times, I'm kind of like, are you, like, scheming on me? Or
yes.
Did you really forget that Cash App?
We've had those friends that don't forget the Cash App. They just don't send it. You feel me? Yeah.
And I don't do that to people.
So
I may forget that day, but I'll run it back like the next morning for sure. Like, oh yeah, girl, remember that Uber?
Or at least at some time you're going to be like, even if I send you a random Cash App, I'm like, this is for what you did before.
Right,
so
yeah.
Have your money.
We need a balance. I can't do the one-sided, like...
Actually, I'm glad you said balance because it's going to move us into the office. You feel me? So we talking about friendships today. Like I told y'all before, me and Bre have been friends since 2013. You feel me? I met her at camp my sophomore year. I wouldn't say I didn't like you, but like I had a friend that was friends of Bre. So that's how we kind of met. We was in the same circle, but we weren't really friends. I'd be like, who is she, bro? Like, you feel me? No, I wouldn't be talking shit. I'd just be like, oh, okay, that's Brianna. You feel me? So then, a real quick funny story. The way we got cool, we're gonna talk about it on the show. I was being a good friend. You feel me? So like, I was friends with the other friend and friends with Bre, right? And the same nigga was trying to talk to both of them. So sophomore Dewey, he was a little messy. You know what I'm saying? So okay. So sophomore Dewey was just trying to help Bre out, and I'm like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? If you really falling for this nigga, just know that this nigga talk to your friend too. I just want to let you know. Not on no whole shit, just kind of like, first of all, he's a clown, but I want to let you know you're dating a clown right now. Just let you know, right? And after that, the one day me and Bre, we rode to the mall. It was our first time like being friends. We rode to the mall. This girl had on a straw hat, y'all. She had on a straw summer hat with a nasty ass. A nasty ass weave bang like that was attached to the top of her head.
First of all, okay, the straw hat was supposed to hide the track. Okay.
Did it hide the track? Yes or no? Tell the people. It did hide the track, right?
I was a young girl.
Period.
Let's point out how like helpless I was back then. I was so sweet and innocent.
She was very innocent, y'all.
So nice until you came into my life.
I think I really was the monster that tore your life apart. You just mean.
So
now.
you feel me? I'm not mean.
Well, you've gotten better. Which is what we're gonna speak about. But I'm saying at the time you were a monster. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay.
My own person.
Period. Flat out. So look, we met in 2013. So what I want you to tell me is we've been friends for about 7 years?
Yeah.
It's 20. I'm good at math, right? Okay, cool. Tell me your definition of a friend. We've been friends for a long time. What's your definition of a friend?
I feel as if a friend is someone that you can count on during the hard times.
Okay.
I feel that I would consider someone an associate if they're only there for the good times.
Right.
A friend is someone who's there like when you're down and out and don't know like what's up from down or right from left, because I'm not going to call you my friend if I know that I can't depend on you to a certain capacity.
Right.
I may not share everything. I may not open up about everything, but there has to be like one part of me that I know
completely open up to.
Yeah,
for sure.
Other than that, like, we're just acquaintances. We're not friends. Like, no beef though.
I'm about to say, you said a word. You said associates, and I don't think we use that word like enough. Like, we always call everybody our friend, but like some people are really just associates. So the way that I would define a friend, I listen, I don't even know. I done been through friends like left and right, for real. But a true friend to me is somebody that is like completely loyal. Like kind of how you said, I know I can come to you on the bad times, but also the good times as well. But just a person that I can depend on to trust with what I'm going to tell you. Like a big thing for me is trust. Like if I can't trust you, you're really not my friend. I will keep you around. I ain't even want to stunt. I'll keep you around to a certain capacity, but then I find myself not sharing certain things with you because I feel like you're not solid enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. So kind of what you said, I like that. So when you think about a friend, let's talk about some good traits or some healthy traits a friend would have. What are some healthy? Give me a couple of healthy traits you would want your friend to have. We're going to build a friend. You feel me? You go to Builder Bear. We're going to build a friend. Give me some like healthy traits you would put into a friend.
All right. I guess like number one, I need you to be able to hold it down. You feel me? Because especially, I'm a Virgo.
Yes.
And then also being an only child, like I'm just used to like holding myself down.
Right.
And so when it comes to my friends, if we have that kind of friendship, that kind of bond,
right, I
need you to hold me down.
Period.
That's
all you want. That's the healthiest trait that you need, is to hold you the fuck down.
Yes. And I mean, that includes a lot of different things inside of that. Right. But like, just hold it down, because there's so many fluky people here. Like so many.
Facts.
And if you're my friend, that's really all I need. And then, like, I guess later on we'll discuss more, but like how holding it down just means so many different things depending on what kind of season you're in. Yeah, it can definitely, okay, you said that. It can definitely translate to so many things depending on where you are in your season. Exactly. For sure. So an umbrella
It comes down. Oh, it's the umbrella
10
effect.
toes
Period.
down.
10 toes down from the top, though.
Period.
Let's start there.
Start there.
All right. So a healthy trait for me, a healthy trait a friend should. Oh, excuse me. A healthy trait a friend should have. I'm trying to think of what would be like extremely healthy.
I mean, I'm right here.
So weak. A healthy trait I need a friend to have. Oh, I need you, kind of like what you're saying, but I really need you to be loyal. Like, I need you to be loyal to a fault, to where even if we fall out, this is very healthy, y'all. Even if we fall out, I know that you're going to keep your mouth closed about whatever I share with you. Most times, I'm not even sharing, like, really, really intimate things with all my friends. But, like, to me, I feel like if something serious happened to me and we fall out, I don't expect you to be running my business off to this person and that person and that person. Now, I understand when you fall out with somebody, y'all talk y'all's little shit. You feel me? I'm sure you was talking your little shit.
I would
Please.
never.
Okay, you tried it. I know you was talking your little shit. I was talking my little shit. You feel me? But at the end of the day, wasn't nothing that was very like dear to either of me or your heart shared because I wouldn't do that. You feel me? So like that's healthy. But let's talk about motherfucking toxic. What's a toxic trait that you're gonna pass on with a friend though? Because I feel like there's a lot of toxic traits between anybody for real.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to say, I guess, right now. Again, about seasons. I'm not good at like letting people go. I feel that anyone that I've lost, it was mostly probably them like leaving. I'm not saying that it wasn't my fault why they left, but it was never like me who's like, girl, or I can't do this.
Right.
But I'm learning like things that like trigger me and things that I know that I can't deal with long term.
Right.
I can forgive someone like that. I have no problem forgiving people. But when I just think about like the shadiness or things that you've done right now, I'm like, okay, I have to let you go if I feel like you're being shady to me.
Facts.
And not like admitting to it,
Right.
I guess. It's like just being honest with me. Like even when you and I weren't friends, I don't expect for you to say the best things about me, right? And vice versa. But there's like certain things that you just don't say.
There's something that you don't expect somebody to say when
what
y'all
are your
beefing.
boundaries?
Yeah, no, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. But I think boundaries also goes to speak with seasons too. Like when you talk about what season you're in, that's whatever season I'm in and we're not friends, I'm going to expect a certain boundary from you and you're going to expect a certain boundary from me. And one thing I'm really not good at, which I was going to share as a toxic trait, was boundaries. Like, you feel me? She about to sip her wine, y'all. So when I talk about boundaries in a friendship, I'm really meaning, even though I really do not fuck with you at all, I can still communicate with you, which can also send mixed signals. You feel me? So do you want to speak on that? Like,
about you?
No, not about, I mean, you can speak on me, but I'm just saying, do you want to speak on the fact that sometimes it's about the mixed signals that somebody gets because of the miscommunication and the boundaries in there? Like, for example, when you speak on us, right? So when we fell out, like, I still kept it cordial with Bre, but like, I really wasn't sharing anything intimate. Like, we talked, but it really wasn't anything really in depth for real. Because before the podcast ended, we really weren't talking about anything in depth. So when we stopped talking, it was just kind of like, it was kind of finito, right? But because we were talking, we went to the Angela Yee show. You had a different perception of the friendship. So speak on that. And that's I would say that as a friend, that's a toxic trait that I show, or I still show, is I can still kind of, it's not called pretending, but I can kind of pretend to be your friend, even though I really don't fuck with you at that time.
And I can't do it.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
That's like what I was referring to before about like the shadiness, because I feel that there's one thing, you know, when you're friends with someone and y'all are going through a rocky like place or whatever, right? But the kind of person that I am, if I'm not feeling you, I'm not talking to you. Right. Period. Like, I'm not saying that you were like texting me all the time or calling me all the time, but you were still texting me. It wasn't like you had cut me off completely. Yeah. So it's like, when you're going through something with your friend, I think it's best to like be clear about what you want from that friendship, like currently. Facts. And I think that's a part of like growing up, is that you're not always going to be like 100 with all your friends at one time. Yeah. Even the ones that are like your top two. because we all have our top two. Just pretend that you don't have your top two.
Yeah.
You have your top two, and it's like sometimes your top two is real slow.
Yeah, it's real. It be in the back, but
it be in the back.
Yeah.
But it's like, be honest about that.
Mm-hmm. But then I think what goes into play is that you don't want to hurt that friend because y'all have that relationship and that bond, even though y'all aren't at they ain't in your top 2 on MySpace. You feel me? You kind of at the low 10. I don't want to tell you that because I don't want to hurt your feelings, but at the same time, like, I'm dealing with my stuff too. So I think. Well, you got something to say?
But
go ahead.
what do you think hurts more? Like, me thinking that, like, oh, we're still friends right now, and like finding out later on that we're not friends,
right.
or you just like telling me straight up?
I don't know. I think telling you straight up would hurt more personally.
Really?
Yeah, being like, okay, yeah, I don't fuck with you, yo. Like,
what
cool.
would you want?
I think I will. I don't know, to be honest. I actually don't want to. I don't think I would want to have that conversation because, again, that's like a form of like growing apart and like adjusting to your friendship, like to your new normal as friends. So like, I think that's hard. I wouldn't even want. Actually, I don't want to have that conversation because I really think that's hard. For me, it's hard to have those like real, like, I'm real, but to a fault, like to where I feel like I'm gonna hurt somebody. So that's also a thing when you talk about dynamics and like adjusting to a friendship. How do you adjust, or how did you adjust? Because would you say you've lost a lot of friends?
No.
You haven't lost a lot of. Okay, girl.
No, I have.
Okay.
I've lost a lot of friends. And again, I'm not saying like these people didn't have their reasons.
Right.
I'm sure that they do.
Right.
But I think a common trait in the friendships that I have lost is the lack of honesty, right?
Right.
But again, I can take in the fact that they probably did tell me multiple times or tried to like hint at it.
That they didn't want to be your friend.
Or like that there was a problem.
Right. Okay.
But honestly, if someone doesn't tell me like straight up, like blunt,
it's that Virgo in you, bro. Like y'all are so black and white. I swear to God. Like,
no,
y'all
I
really
really am. You have to tell me.
Y'all literally have no gray in you, and that's crazy to me. Like Virgos really have no gray.
That's crazy. I'm Beyonce.
I don't understand. I'm not Beyonce, but I really don't understand because, like you said, sometimes I can peep the signs, so I can tell by texting if you're really not fucking with the conversation or fucking with me. So I myself would like fall back. So when I talk about like learning to adjust to a dynamic of a friendship, for me, I fall back, which isn't always good because I will like fall completely back and kind of like we just won't talk, and I'll just be like it's whatever because I just kind of let shit like just kind of float.
Yeah.
But that's how I manage in a friendship that I feel like is growing apart. But like you said, it's so many different seasons in friendship, and I don't think we understand that. Just like in a relationship, you're gonna grow apart, or you grow stronger, you grow apart. There's areas in which you need work in. We don't really put that much work in our friendships, bro. I really don't feel like we do. And I really feel like there are some times that we should be putting more work in our friendships than in our relationships. Because them friendships is what really hold. Look, I feel like I was preaching. The friendships are what really hold you down because they know the true you. You know what I'm saying? And even like for me personally, I be like not trying to put work into anything, which isn't always good.
I love the honesty.
Nah, you feel me? It's accountability hour. You feel me?
I
Accountability hour. Like, but as a friendship, it takes a lot of work. So, like I just brought up a relationship. What's worse, bro? A platonic breakup or a monogamous breakup? Which one is worse to you?
Definitely platonic breakup.
Why?
Okay, that could be because I haven't had that many relationships.
That could be because I ain't had a man, but
No, like that's not like for real.
Yeah.
But I feel like the friends that I have now, like the people that are left, I guess.
How many you got, sis? How many you got? About a handful.
3.
Right.
But
You with me now, because y'all, she's always calling me about not having friends. Ha ha.
I know,
Welcome to the club, boo.
It's not fun. I feel like a platonic friendship, like, is that you share so much with them, and that, like, someone that you're dating, you low-key kind of expect for them to kind of, like, not be your
Like,
forever.
fuck up. Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with your friends, it's like, there's not an expiration date, right?
Period.
It's not like, oh, we'll stop being friends because you did this or whatever.
Right.
So losing a friend just hurts more
Yeah.
than losing your man, because it's like, if a friend, it's like, dang, like,
You really don't fuck with me no
like
more.
that's it.
Yeah, nah, facts.
Like, for real?
No,
We've
I
been
mean,
through way more. And then you kind of compare it to, well, okay, when that person that you was wrestling with did this, you yeah, no problem. Actually, you was mad that I was mad because you were so cool with it.
Right.
So, like, what are your standards? I don't understand.
Nah, facts. Like, what are you balancing it off of?
Like.
But like, I've always been the one to say. So to your point, I'm gonna definitely say a platonic friendship hurts worse because, like you said, there's no expiration date on your friendship. There's always in my head gonna be an expiration date on what you got going on with a shorty or like what you got going on with a man. Just because, realistically, if you think about it, somebody gonna fuck up, somebody gonna leave. Somebody gonna get played and they gonna come back. But you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna leave, right? But in your friendships, you don't really think that they're going to leave because we're friends. Especially, and then I feel like we also, like, what's that called? We consciously, like, number people. Like, so my friend group, if I have, like, 5 friends, there's, like, 3 that I know gonna be, like, a part of my life forever. I got, like, you know, you have that coworker friend, you got, like, that gym friend. Like, they're cool. They can fall off. But, like, your top, like, 3, 4... never would leave, right? So I think that just has to go with, like I said again, growing apart. But bro, like them friendships, when breaking up from a friendship, it just make you feel like, bitch, you know what the fuck it is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you know,
bitch, but you know what I'm saying? You just like, don't play me. It's kind of like, don't play with me, right?
Playing with me, like, oh my gosh. And especially friends that you've been friends with for like so long, it's like, bro, any other time, I hold it down.
No, facts.
Give me a chance. You feel me? That's the other thing. It's like, I'm the kind of person, I don't mind like working for the friendship or like working on the relationship. So when someone just like quits, I'm like,
and I'll be so quick to be like, you know what? Throw this motherfucking towel in. I'ma
like,
go.
You do, but it's like, what do you mean? I would never do that to any of my friends who were like, oh no, like please work on it. I wouldn't be like, nah, like I'm actually cool. Yeah. But as I'm growing up, I'm realizing it's like, you know what? Everyone has their thing. Yeah. That they don't want to, I guess, accept from another person. For sure. And so if me, you know, being your friend is not working out for you, I have to take that L. That's fine. And I don't like to pretend that, you know, that it's not L's when I lose, you know, friends. Even if, like, they're on their high horse thinking that, like, you know, well, Bre, you did this or you did that. Absolutely. Like, girl, there was still plenty of things that you did to me that I let slide. Yeah. And I'm sure for, you know, you as well. Yeah. But don't get it twisted. Like, don't act like you was
I've just been a fake ass bitch this whole time.
Yeah.
I think, and that's another thing that really happens is accountability. Like, when somebody does cross you or do you wrong, especially like, so since we said it's temporary with friendships, I mean, it's temporary with relationships. With friendships, it's no expiration date, so I don't expect you to cross me in ways that a friend does, right? So even speaking on us, like I feel like there were like multiple times on the podcast where like I felt crossed, and I'm like, okay, I don't really know how to communicate this because I don't feel like she's in a space to receive it. Like I don't really know how to talk about it. So one thing I did was just let it build, and so you feel me, by like August, September, I was like. Like I was ready to bust, you feel me?
And I turned 25 and he left 2 days later. Can we point that out? Because I turned 25, 2 days later, I don't do this anymore.
I'm so weak. But cool, look though.
But like I'm done.
But that's the thing.
I just turned 25. I'm going through a crisis.
I gave you a birthday gift, boo.
No, he got me a birthday card. Like usually, like you write.
Yeah, like, everybody that know me know I'm filling out that whole left side, bro.
I opened the card when I got home. It said "Happy Birthday."
I was fed up.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was fed up, bro. But that's the thing. So, like I said with our podcast, I think a lot of friendships, because this happened to me before in my other friendship in Kent when I had like all the male friends. Like I felt like I would be cross, but some stuff. I feel like you should level out the importance of speaking on, because you could really fuck up a relationship by like speaking on everything they do. Like you could fuck up a friendship. They like, okay, I don't know how to be myself around you because everything I do annoys you or fucks you up. So there's a lot of things that I let build up and irritate me. Even like the little shit would irritate me and I wouldn't say anything, which is a problem with me. And then by the end of it, I blow the fuck up, which is what happened with the podcast. But looking back on it, I think there was ways in which I could have communicated better. And been like more of like a better friend, like knowing where you were in, you know, your place of life in your season. There was ways that I could have communicated. Like I never stepped in and said, do you need help? And that's one thing I think friendship should do. Like, you should step in and be like, yo, do you need me? You feel me? And I feel like, whoa.
But I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, I'm just saying, like, no, because
no.
I feel like I don't think that enough people do that. Like, in friendship, you don't, step in when you know that your friend is struggling. And that's something I didn't do. And look, I cried on my mom's episode. I don't know why I'm crying now, but I'm just saying, like, it really, like, I think that could really fuck up a friendship. And it could fuck up things in life because, like, you have to speak on things when you have the time. You have to communicate those things. And I feel like when you have a friend that you really care about, you should definitely try to check in on them. And I didn't do enough of that. And so I want to apologize to you.
No, don't do that.
Because, now, for real, in your season of when you needed it, like, in your season, you needed somebody to step in. And I would come to recordings. I wouldn't say anything. I would just sit there. Because I was irritated as fuck, right? But in that time, I should have been able to be... I dealt with my own shit too, but I should have been able to be like, yo, I'm here for you. And that's one thing that I really do feel bad about, even with not starting my podcast, but even with like moving on from it. One thing I didn't do was check in on you. And I feel like y'all should definitely check in on your friends because everybody goes through something. And one thing I didn't do, like I said, was check in on you. And I will apologize for that. So.
I did my makeup and stuff. I let it end, but no, I just feel like, like looking back on it, I could tell that like you're irritated with me, even before I would say anything. And I think because we lost our friendship by focusing so much on something that we both was passionate about and our differences and how we express that. Mm-hmm. And then especially, I hate to be like, well, check on your strong friends. Yeah. It's different when your strong friend doesn't know that they're in this like season of like depression or whatever, because for a long time, I guess I didn't even really know that I was like exhibiting the kind of behavior towards you more than usual until you quit. Right. And so honestly, the biggest part that affected me about, I don't want to say you quit because
I did, but it's cool.
Okay, fine. You quit. The biggest part that affected me was that how much I hurt you by not like being, there for you or helping you or even showing an interest in the podcast because I didn't know how. Right. Like, and at the time, I was going to therapy, but then I stopped because I wanted a new therapist. But even when I had, he was a male, right? So like he wasn't really understanding what I was going through, and I wasn't either. Right. That was the first time, I think, like from 2018 till, I guess, not so much now, but like beginning of 2020, I felt like I was a robot, know? And so
it's kind of like in the motion, like
and so like we all have our strong friends. I consider you like a strong friend or whatever, but it's like I know like when you're really down, right? For sure. Yeah. I know the difference between when you're being dramatic or when life is like low key hitting you is really tough, but I know like when you're like really down, right? Yeah. And I think for our friendship, I was down and you had to pick up.
The slack and the weight,
you had to, but I guess I didn't like recognize it. I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to, I guess,
live,
just be alive.
Yeah, no,
and
for
then
sure.
That one time when, I think it was you and our other friend and my mom, y'all all thought that I was like, I don't know.
Like going through it.
Or I wasn't answering the phone or something for like one day. Yeah. Y'all were all freaking out. And I'm like...
Yeah, no, because
what did y'all think I was going to do?
You really never know. And that's one thing that even when you... Like, you can know a person to a T. Like, you can know their habits. You can know what they like, what they don't like. But when you're in a space of... Like, I think mental health is really serious now. When you're in a space of, like, confusion in your life, in a space of, like, mental disconnect to even the person that you are... A lot of things hit you, and I think that we really have to start fucking paying attention to the little signs. I wasn't paying attention to it because I was being like, yo, I gotta make sure we get this episode. I gotta make sure we contact this guest. And all the things, I never said I gotta make sure that she's okay because she's on the show with me. You feel me? So I think that is like so important. And like I said, I already apologized for it, but I really do think that was kind of like a turning point in a friendship when we reconnected. So we're gonna talk about bouncing back. But for example, when we reconnected and we kind of bounced back, we shared things that we didn't share at the time of the breakup, right?
Yeah.
And so when you bounce back from a friendship, I want to ask you, do you think it could ever be the same when you bounce back from a friendship? So y'all fall out, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have y'all's differences, but y'all bounce back to a place where y'all are at least communicating. How do you think what does that look like? Can it ever be the same? Can it be repaired? What do you think?
To be honest, I think that, you know, out of all the friends that I've lost, I think that losing you was the first time that I had to really sit back and like reflect. Even, you know, the times where, well, that period where we weren't really talking,
right,
but I was still trying to be like a part of your life. You
For
feel
sure.
me?
Yeah.
Like even with your birthday, y'all, he's just no, like I gotta tell the story because, like, excuse me. So I'm literally asking Dewey, like, okay, like, are we still going out of town for your birthday? He's like, yeah, we are. But before I add you to the group chat, like, are you sure you want to come? And I'm like, oh. Okay. Yeah. But then you flipped it and was like, no, we'll celebrate here.
Yeah, I did flip it. I did. Yeah.
But like in that moment, I was at work and I was like, oh.
I'm getting uninvited.
Yeah, I was like, we're not friends.
But I think, but okay, so even at that, like to even speak on that, I think in that space, like you said, in the season that you were in, right? You don't like my friends to begin with. Let's just start there.
Say that.
Not like, but you don't really blend with my friends. And that's another thing when we talk about mixing friendships. Do you like mixing friendships?
I'm done with that.
It never works, right? Mixing friends never fucking works. And that was a time where I felt like I was mixing like Bre, who's my best friend, in with like my best friend, my friend, like
singled me out.
Yeah, but it was kind of like a single thing though. It really was.
It was, but that's the other thing with like, I guess like friendships and mixing them.
Yeah.
Don't single your like one friend out
where
like
everybody...
I don't like that because I feel like, okay, so even for my birthdays, right, I'm like, oh, it's just the girls,
right,
we're going, so I know like not to invite you because like why would you want to be around
all y'all,
like, all of us,
for
right?
sure.
But I feel like I kind of put you in my friends. Like I think you like,
and you feel like at that time you was like everybody and then Bre.
Yeah, I was like.
No, but that literally had to also do with the fact of where we were at the time, me not speaking up and telling you how I truly felt, and then also just the general thing like y'all like mixing friends never really works, and I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable going down there because of how other people feel about you, how you feel about them. You feel me? Like it's that type of thing. Yeah, we not hate you, but I'm just saying it's that type of thing where you're mixing friendships, so it never works. But back to what I said about bouncing back. No, we're good. Yeah. When I'm back saying about bouncing back, do you think there's ever a time where you can bounce back from a friendship? Is there things, what are some things that you could do to repair a friendship to bounce back? Like you said, there were times where you were still trying to be a friend to me, but I wasn't receiving
you didn't want it.
Yeah.
So I guess it really depends on if that person is receptive or not. Mm-hmm. So I definitely knew like with you needed your time, right? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, like whatever. I'll just like, talk to him whenever, like no beef or whatever.
Right.
But then when it comes down to like, I guess the launch of your podcast, I was like, oh, okay. So how do I like bounce back from that? At that moment, it was like, okay, so actually, I don't think we're friends. But the friends I have lost, there's probably only one person that I feel that I could bounce back into it because we never had a conversation about what the problems was.
Right.
So with other friends that I've lost, they may have expressed their issues to me the day that they were leaving me, I guess. But one of my old friends, we never had that conversation.
Right.
And so with us, we didn't have it either for real. We kind of like touched it, but not really. And then kind of
like moved away from it,
Yeah, and so I think that it depends on if that person is ready to have that conversation. But even when we first had it, you still wasn't receptive to being friends, right?
That's facts.
And I had to take that L. You feel me? Even if like I'm like, okay, well, I'm actually cool now.
Yeah.
You still wasn't cool. And so I'm like, okay, well, right now we're not going to be friends.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on how receptive they are and how honest they're going to be about what the problems are.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, because if we're going to bounce back, then we need to touch on the things that made us fall apart. And again, that's hard to do, but in order to bounce back from that, I do think you have to have those honest conversations. Sometimes you got to hurt a motherfucker's feelings. Like, sometimes you got to be really real and tell them that they need to get their shit together. And I feel like, you know, it might hurt to say that, but you got to say it for them to even fix it. So I definitely think there is an area for all those out there who have fell out with their friends. There's an area to repair.
There is.
Also, there's some friendships that I don't want to repair, though. So get that, though. There are some things, you feel me? There are some friendships that you are not going to repair, and that is okay. But I want to let people know, I want to let the people know, like, you can repair a friendship if it needs repairing. Like, you just have to put in the work, and you have to have those honest conversations.
Wow, what's crazy is, I'm back in therapy, which you know. And so I had a session on Monday, and we were discussing friends. And I was asking her, I'm like, so what would you do, right? Like, if you have a friend that you do miss, but it's like, I don't know.
Right. And
she told me that it comes down to, like, how they treat other people.
Yep.
And so it's like...
seeing how somebody treats others. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Right? And again, I'm not friend of the year, so like, don't think that I feel that I'm like the best friend in the world. But it is kind of like, wow, like when you're in your right mind and you think about that friend or any of your friends that you're still friends with, it's like, are we friends because of like the years? Or do we actually vibe? Do I actually like how you treat other people?
Facts.
How you treat yourself? How you actually really treat me?
Because do you pour into me? Do I pour into you? Are we actually getting something out of this friendship? Because a lot of us do have friends that's just there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's really good.
Especially, even with me, a lot of my friends are from high school, right? So it's like, well, 16-year-old Brianna and 25-year-old Brianna aren't the same person.
Exactly.
Then it's like they hold things against you that you did even
at that
2
age.
days ago or last year.
For sure. And
it's like, even with you, and I try to tell you, no, I'm changing, and I wasn't really changing, and I was really trying to change. But like when you go through that actual change of like yourself and what you want, and you have a better understanding of like what you want from yourself and how you can give that to others, it changes how you look at friendships. It
does. It definitely does. And I was actually just talking to Taylor before you got here about that, which is when I was saying, like, I don't want nobody around me that don't know themselves. I'm not saying you have to know your exact journey in life. I just don't want nobody around me that can fluctuate and become somebody else when they're with a certain person. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that does go into friendships because it's like, I really don't know who you are. So like you said, I feel like it starts with yourself. Like it has to start with you to know who you are, to know what you're going to accept, to know what boundaries you're going to accept from somebody. And I mean, it all goes together. Like it's all a little cycle, you feel me? And it's recurring. So for anybody out there, know who you are, you feel me, before you step into a friendship. And try to work on your friendships, y'all. Try to work on your friendships. And before we end the office, Brianna, is there any friendship that you would want to, what is it called? Like, what is that word? What is that word I'm looking for? Is there any friendships that you would want to bounce back from? Let's just do that. I was going to try to say reprimand. Is that a word? Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word.
Is there any friendship out here that you would want to bounce back from? Oh, okay. You kind of quiet on the mic, ma'am. None.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think that I still have work to do.
Yeah.
Mentally, and especially like struggling with anxiety. There are certain things that I'm like, okay, I don't want to be around that because I'm also learning. Before we close out.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I feel like for a lot of my life, especially my adult years, I was not trying to show the best version of myself. I feel like I was just doing whatever came to my head first. Whatever, like,
you was just out here doing the damn thing.
Whatever, literally like no thought, right? And it's like, it's not easy being the best version of yourself.
No, it's not. It's really not.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it's like when you do put in the effort, you do feel better about your decisions. Like, I don't spaz as often. I don't get irritated as often because I'm like, slow down.
That's good, bro.
Relax.
That's
like,
good.
It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Or there's a better way to communicate how you're feeling. And it sucks that it took me so long to get here.
But it's a process, like you said in the beginning. It's a process.
It is a process. So like I know what kind of friends I can have right now and what kind of friends I can't.
That's
and
fair.
so right now I'm actually cool on my 3 friends that I have right now. And then, you know, moving forward with new friendships, it's like you kind of know how to, I guess, move and how to set expectations.
For sure.
Of like both parties.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
So short answer,
no. No? Okay, cool. So to wrap this up before we get to temp check, hey, check on your friends, you know what I'm saying? Have those hard conversations that you need to have. Even if y'all are falling off, y'all can make it back. Y'all can bounce back just like me and Bre did. But we about to go to temp check. So today we are talking about Insecure. So if you've seen Insecure, you know what the fuck is going on, all right? So we got Molly, we got Issa, you know what I'm saying? Issa in her bag now. She making money. She throwing events, you know what I'm saying? Molly is still a lawyer, an attorney. Molly just got her a man. Well, then she didn't just get him, but they work, you know, this whole season they working on a relationship. They trying to get it together. You feel me? Like her and Andrew was trying to get it together. Issa was messing with TSA Bay. She came in contact with Nathan. She also got some, you know, a little taste of Lawrence. But let's talk about Issa and Molly's friendship. First question, Brianna.
Okay.
Who are you? Are you Issa or are you Molly? Be honest with the people.
I'm definitely
Molly.
No.
Oh.
Molly? No.
All right, go ahead.
Wait, you think I'm Molly?
Go ahead, sis.
Wait, am I Molly?
No, who are you? You can say who you are.
I was going to say Issa.
Okay, tell us why.
I would say Issa because I felt like I felt like Molly was like trying to like let Issa know multiple times, like, girl, like, I'm not really feeling you in your behavior. And each time Issa's like, girl,
we good.
Right, we good. Sunday fun day or whatever. So it's like, and then when they were having problems, who reached out first? Issa did.
Issa did, yep.
Same thing with us.
Okay.
Who reached out first? Brianna did.
Okay.
But who was left salty? Brianna was. Issa was. And so it's like, I kind of felt more for Issa.
Yes.
Even though you think that I'm kind of like
Molly.
Yeah.
As fuck. Yeah.
But I'm not that like direct.
Okay.
As Molly.
Yeah, because Molly was very dry, very clear cut. And I feel like one thing that happened with Molly, so I'm going to go ahead and say who I think I am. I think I'm Issa, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, I've heard that I got a little bit of Molly in me. But the thing with Molly was that really like kind of got me this season was that I feel like I feel like Molly was really hating on Issa. Like in a way, like I don't think that Molly could really take the fact that Issa was growing. And like we talked about before, friendships grow, friendships change. And I don't think Molly was used to Issa being up here. And Issa was finally finding herself in her bag.
Wait, so you think that I'm Molly and that?
No, I'm just saying you're Molly in general. You feel me? But I'm giving Molly a little overview. You feel me? While we getting into this, I'm digging into Molly's her mindset, right?
Okay.
So like I just really feel like Molly did not like to see Issa's growth. She wasn't used to it. She wasn't used to Molly being on top. I mean, she wasn't used to Issa being on top, which Issa was. I personally feel like she was throwing events and stuff like that. So I think that, like I said, I don't think that I'm Molly at all. But I do have a little bit of Molly in me. You feel me?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you're Molly.
Yeah, I feel like I've probably been there where I've had a little bit of Molly, and I'm like, yeah, I've probably been there.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that you're Molly.
I ain't gonna stunt about that. But do you think that they can salvage their relationship though? That's the big question. After everything that's happened, do you think that they can come back from the fight? Well, they didn't really fight, but from them almost fighting, from their like little talk, but not really, both needing each other when they met up at the end. Can they salvage it?
Are we sharing like spoilers? Or are we like actually speaking on what happened at the end?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I feel like, I mean, it's not clear yet.
Yeah.
But the fact that they came together after Andrew tells Molly basically like this ain't it.
Yeah.
And he literally asked her like, "What are you fighting for?"
And she couldn't say.
She couldn't say.
That's a big thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, I guess in that sense, I'm kind of am like Molly.
We both say.
Yeah, I kind of am like Molly because it's like sometimes I just be fighting for stuff and it's like, girl, I didn't even want that.
Right. Exactly.
And then Lauren's like basically having a child right now. They came together on that.
But they both were at low points in their life. Like they both were at like a dry spot. But that's not always
a good thing.
That's
because
true.
It's like you start to focus on that and not really the issues in the friendship.
For sure.
And that just means that whatever those issues were will come up later on.
Definitely.
Or it will happen again.
Because you're not working on it or communicating the problem and then trying to work on it.
Yeah, because honestly, Molly said some real stuff to Issa and they got into it.
Yeah, she did.
She did. Even though I don't like her.
Right.
But she said some real stuff to her that I think Issa needs to take in.
Facts.
So it just depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I personally feel like they can bounce back from it, but like you said, I mean, words hurt, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can hit me all day. You can do like a little bit of fluky shit, but like if you're coming out and you're saying some deep things, that shit is definitely going to resonate with me for a while, especially if you're somebody that I call like my close friend. Stuff that you say is really going to hurt deeper than something somebody on the street say. So I think that they can bounce back from it. I think that they can repair the relationship, but it's definitely going to take some work. And I'm not sure that Molly can give her that. So.
Well, she's free now. She has all the time.
Right. I'm not really sure if Molly can give her that, bro.
No, she has all the time.
Period, bro. But look, we're wrapping up the episode today, okay? We had Brianna with us. So, Brianna, go ahead and plug yourself. Plug yourself. Where can they find you? Twitter, IG. Let them know where they can find you, baby girl.
All right. Well, I'm on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
Same name. It's Bre with 3 E's.
Okay.
And then Tripp, 2 P's.
Right. Okay. That's it. That's all you got to say to the people.
Just stay tuned. You feel me? Like, don't think that I'm down. You feel me? Like, I'm really up. Nah, but like, trust the process, y'all.
Yes.
Like, with your
Stay
friends,
focused.
with your goals.
Yes.
Like, and then right now, I'm really focused on becoming a better woman of God.
Period.
So I have to plug in the Lord.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to God about your problems and your feelings. Because he will guide you and he will send those people to you.
Facts.
And the right resources.
Facts.
And he will just be there for you when you need them. So, just like, I'm kind of lit right now, so it probably isn't the best time
Talk to the Lord,
about
she
that.
said. Talk
right,
to the Lord, okay?
I still mean it.
Facts.
And I guess, if you have a friend in your life that's worth it to you, put in the work. Even if they're not down for it right now, just let them know that you are down for it.
Yeah.
And that means more than you know.
Yeah, I like that. But look, y'all, go ahead and plug me too. So we got the Instagram and we have the Twitter. So Prescribe DR on Twitter. Please get my followers up. Like, I'm at like a good 40 something and I just feel like I'll be talking to myself. So definitely get the followers up. Hit the follow button, all right? Prescribe DR on Twitter and then Prescribe DR _ on Instagram, y'all. And like I always say, this is Prescribe with the Realest, where we say the things your friends won't say and your man gonna lie about. And we out.